They went and made him get out because I guess they want to sell the house or something. I don't know.
I see the Mustang was like across the street or something.
Has anyone noticed that the Manassas Park governing body webcam is a day behind? It's April 6, 2021 on the webcam. Just thought I'd point that out in case it's an issue.
I don't know
For
where
record
that
keeping.
is or what it is. Tell it to
Today's the 7th.
Oh,
Blank.
all right, Black.
He can't hear us.
Okay, go ahead.
Ready?
You're ready, Mark. Go ahead.
Thank you, Tony. We'll take care of that.
Okay, go ahead and start the meeting.
Are they there?
Everybody is here. Oh,
Can't see anybody. There we are. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening.
Can you hear us?
Oh, David Rhodes, you're in the dark. I couldn't tell who that was.
David, you're in the dark.
He's not hearing it.
Yes, Lana, we can hear you.
Okay, great.
Somebody's in the dark, but it's
It's David Rhodes. It's good.
you know,
He's muted probably. Okay, good evening, everybody. It's April 7th at 7 o'clock. The Board of Equalization meeting will get started. And just to set it up, we're going to listen to Mr. Amin will make his statements. You will have 5 minutes to make your statements. Then the assessors will have 5 minutes to tell us their findings. At the end of those 5 minutes each, we will have questions if there are any from the commissioners, and we'll go from there. So with that, we'll get started. Mr. Amin, you have the floor.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming back here for this meeting. Before we start, this is being recorded, right?
Yes, what?
It's being recorded.
Yes.
Thank you. So the city assessor in his statement appreciate that statement, and I studied every word of it. And I would like first of all to dismiss everything beyond page 1. Because the state code 5801-3379C states that the urban home proof shall be upon the taxpayer, me, particularly to show that the property of blah blah blah, etc. doesn't show that the assessor should provide any comparables, and so do the Board of Equalization application. So I'd like everything in the assessor's paperwork to be dismissed beyond page 1.
Nothing can change from your original presentation, sir. Everything that we have in hand is what we will work
I'm
with.
not asking to be changed. I'm asking to dismiss the city assessor's everything beyond page 1 in his statement.
We can't do that.
Yeah.
Everything that's being reviewed tonight is what has been presented, and that's what we'll work with.
Ma'am, are you following me? Because that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking the city assessor's paperwork he provided should not be considered or discussed.
I don't think I understand what you're saying, sir.
That's what I'm trying to explain. The city assessor's statement and his comparables, I'm asking to be dismissed, not mine.
Can we just state the reason?
Can you tell us why you feel that way, sir?
Because it's nowhere in the Virginia Code 58.1-3379C or the Board of Equalization application that states that the city assessor should provide comparables upon discussing my application. My application is only my application, and my comparables only my comparables.
I don't know what to do.
You're running out of my time.
I don't think we can do that, sir, because we have to work with the papers in front of us. What you
When
presented,
his papers is not warranted in the application of Virginia State Code, so I'm not sure why he provided comparables.
He can provide comparables, but the assessor cannot, is what it
Because
sounds like
that's
to me.
part of the process, sir. That's what they have to do.
Doesn't say that anywhere, ma'am. I'm willing to discuss them. Actually, there's a lot of that actually is going to be in my benefit to discuss his comparables. But first of all, let's say that it should be dismissed.
Well, at this point, we're not going to dismiss anything. We'll listen to your appeal.
Why, ma'am? Why? Who's talking?
Martha Collier, I'm the chair right here.
All right, Mr. Chair and ma'am, why you think that we should discuss his comparables? Why nowhere in Virginia State Code or the Board of Equalization application that mentioned that the city assessor should provide comparables?
He has to reply to what your appeal is, sir.
That's why I'm not dismissing page 1 of his whole paperwork. I'm only dismissing everything beyond page 1.
No.
No, we can't. I want you, if you will, go ahead, present your statement, make your appeal, and then the assessor will make his statements.
All right, for the record, since this is being recorded, I would like to show my inappreciation and disagreement with the chair board of equalization regarding that, because that's actually not warranted, and the paperwork and the comparables the city assessor provided is nowhere warranted and is not required, by the state board of equalization application and or the Virginia State Code section 58.1-3379C. Thank you. I will move on. I'm not sure who's laughing and laughing at who. This is disrespectful. Who's laughing?
I'm not laughing, sir. I'm looking at the paperwork and everything that's going on here.
I don't appreciate your laughing, sir, when I'm talking. That's disrespectful.
If we could, please, let's move along.
Actually, I think the board of equalization already kind of biased already by you laughing this way. If you're a board of if you're a member of the board, thank you. I'll move on. The city assessors, first of all, first subject say, Mr. Amin comparables are in different neighborhoods. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not in zoning. I don't know what that means. The definition of neighborhood is by Merriam-Webster is the equal to vicinity and proximity and or proximity people living near one another. So that's what's shown in my comparable. So I'm not sure why the city assessors consider me in a different neighborhood from houses that's only 0.2 miles away from me, even though some of his comparables are farther than me. That's one. Two, it says subject house above grade is 3 are smaller than the subject property. I would like to ask the city assessors, and if you give them the chance to answer that question, how come unfinished or finished basement size, small or big, does not affect the price of the property? How is that possible?
You're not responding to his presentation.
We can hear you.
I think, Mr. Main, if you want to, I will only ask questions from the board. This is a Board of Equalization hearing, and if you have a question, you can present it to the board, and if the board wants to ask me, they can. I'm not going to respond to your questions.
Yeah, I think it's your answer. So, to the Board of Equalization, the city assessor states that the size of the basement or finished or unfinished basement does not affect the property value. How is that possible?
So I don't have the codes all in front of me, but I certainly depend on the assessor to access anything he has available within the Code of Virginia to make his decisions. And may I finish? May I finish?
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but the Code of Virginia that you're referring to already doesn't say that the assessor should provide comparables on the
Sir, you need to show some respect to the chairwoman of the board.
Mr. Chaplet, you're back to respect. You're the one who's laughing when I'm talking. We're talking about respect now. Thank you very much. We're not allowing, I'm not going to listen to what you're saying now. Please maintain your silence when I'm talking to the chairman.
I forgot where I was. I would just say, sir, that in the comparables, and I'm not an assessor, I am just a citizen, the same as you are, elected to this board to listen to the appeals.
Okay, so
Now, may I finish? May I finish, sir? May I finish?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
No, I'm not finished. Thank you. In order to make a fair assessment, it has to be like properties. And from what I've reviewed in your appeal, you use different properties to compare, and they're not comparable because they are different size houses, different size lots, in different developments. In this town, everything up in Bloom's Crossing was not developed at the same time. They were different neighborhoods compared. So some of your comparisons were 10 years older than
10
your
years,
property.
ma'am, that's exaggeration. I will take a 40% now. Let me interrupt you because I will get into this later on. Which one of my comparables is 10 years older than mine?
I'll have the assessor.
That's why this board of equalization is biased, because the chairman is repeating the city assessor's statement without even looking at the facts. Which one is even 9 years older than mine?
I'm not going to go into that, sir. That's what the assessor will do when he makes his findings.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Because you're saying that it's your own opinion, but I'm getting into this.
I'm just saying that's what I know about. I'm not an assessor. I cannot go into the details of how it's done.
Okay. First of all, just for the record, I'm going to get into this later on. None of my comparables is 10 years. The oldest of my comparables is 6 years older than mine. And if the board of equalization is willing to take a 40% exaggeration or misleading statement, I would like my taxes decreased by 40% too. So I'll keep going on. Another question for the board of equalization. How a house with a backyard on a strong slope, unusable, is the same as a house with a backyard that's on a straight, on a level backyard, make it usable. For example, my house is a strong slope in the backyard that make it unusable for anything. People with backyards that's level, that they can make parties, they can make wedding in it, they can do whatever they want. Even kids can play. So how is that my house on a strong backyard slope, making it unusable, have the same value as a house on a little ground backyard? My questions are to the board.
David Rhodes, could you address that, sir?
Sure. So, from a usability perspective, I'm also have a house there in Manassas Park. So I know my neighbors for example, my neighbor has a house that has a slope in their backyard. They have used that through landscaping, through modeling the slope. They have been able to actually turn that into a functional area. They've had reception in that space for their children or grandchildren. So the space is what you make of it. So the only thing this board is going to look at is the square footage of the acreage of the plot of land. We are not going to necessarily look at the if it has a slope on it or does not. We're primarily just looking at the acreage of the plot.
Well, the acreage of the land, we're going to talk about it because I'm going to show you unbelievable things when we talk about the acreage of the land. But now, the city assessor values the house in the market. So have a house on a slope, or have a house for Mr. David Rose, have a house with a smaller finished or unfinished basement does not affect the price of the house in the market. Thank you.
A finished basement or an unfinished basement should affect the price of the house. Total agreement. That gets to the usability. That gets to the usability of the house square footage. The slope of the backyard, absolutely not. In my opinion, I don't think that's a factor because as an owner, you can choose to do what you want with that slope. That's your prerogative.
Well, if the house is a strong slope like mine, a really strong slope, it's strong to the limit that when I bought a grass cutter, it didn't go self-propelled, it didn't go upwards. It couldn't. It's a really strong slope. We're talking about really strong slope. I invite you to come visit the house and check for yourself how bad is the slope. The house does not make, even if I make a use of the house and I built a retaining wall and leveled the place, that's going to cost easy. How much? 25,000, 50,000? I don't know. I'm not an expert, but that costs money. So I was spending money on a house to make it level, comparable to other houses down the road, 100 yards away, 100 yards away, doesn't affect the value of the house.
Well, again, the slope doesn't matter.
It will. I'm a buyer. If I see a house with the same price as another house, they are comparables, one on a slope, one on a level ground. Simply, which one I'm going to buy, or which one I'm going to use.
That's up to you. That doesn't.
I'm sure you will do the same, Mr. Sheffield, the unrespectable person who laughed when I'm talking. That's really up to you, of course. Mr. Rose, I'm asking you the question. If two houses are the same price, one on a slope, one on a non-slope, they are comparable, which one are you going to buy? You're going to say, oh no, the slope doesn't affect the price?
I would say there's a lot of variables that go into a selection of a house. It's not just the slope, it's what's inside, there's a lot of different variables that go into, personal preferences to what they want. If you've got kids, if you got, don't have kids, there's a lot of different, variables that everybody's going to look at when they go to purchase a house.
Thank you very much. I have kids, and the kids cannot use the slope except when it's snowing. Other than this, it's not usable. Thank you very much. I will take this. I'm trying to just dodge the question. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the sentence. Madam Chairman mentioned the neighborhood, that my comparables are not in the neighborhood. I don't know why she mentioned this, even though that she's only the chairman. She's not supposed to take sides. Well, what is the neighborhood?
Sir, I'm not sure I understand your statement. However, I am not taking sides with anybody. I'm just saying that the neighborhoods within Bloom's Crossing were built at different times, and so there is an age difference in those properties.
None of them is 10 years. Why did you say my house is older than my comparables by 10 years, man? You said that yourself, it's recorded.
I don't think that's what I said. I said some houses in those neighborhoods have a 10-year difference from the time they were built. I don't know. Go ahead, sir.
I request that you go back to the recording and let yourself talk, because you said that exactly. Well, none of my comparables, ma'am, let's go back beyond this. None of my comparables are 10 years older than my house. Actually, one of them is the same year as my house. Comparable number 8, if you want to check. It's the same size, bigger acres, and the same year as my house, the same neighborhood as my house. If you open my, I'm sorry. Comparable 8, everybody got a copy, I believe.
What's your address, sir?
My address,
The page 8.
Oh, here, this one, 3196. Wait a minute, 30, where am I?
3196.
no, No, 9176, in my comparables.
Okay.
9176 Matthew Drive. Actually, this is the house next door.
See, I don't see his. Sir, do you have,
Do I have what? I'm sorry.
I believe it's page 14 on the package.
I'm looking for Mr. Ahmed's house.
My house is 9178 Matthew Drive.
I know, is there one?
Should be number 5 at the top.
Okay, I've got it, thank you. No, that's not,
Page 5 of the
no, there it
package.
is, I'm with you, my property, yep, yep.
Okay.
And what is it you want us to look at there, sir?
For the Board of Equalization, this house is 9178, which is the house next door to mine on Matthew Drive. Mine is 917, I'm sorry, the house is comparable 9178. My house 9178, the comparable 9176. It's the same acreage, same year, same neighborhood. Area above ground is 29 square foot above ground. And the assessment price is $11,300 lower than mine. So this is kind of a little cheaper than mine assessment.
Sir, I'm not able to answer your question, but I'm gonna ask you to move along and then we can have the assessors address your concerns.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So my comparable one is 0.3 miles away. No, I'm sorry. The thick assessor's comparable one is 3 miles away. My comparable one is 0.7 miles away. House number 2 in the city assessors is 0.2 miles away. Mine is 0.4 miles away. Number 3, 0.3 miles away. His number 3 is 0.3 miles away. In distance, considerably different neighborhood. That's why I said I don't understand how is that possible. Number 4, 0.2 miles away. Mine is 0.4 miles away. Number 5, 0.1 miles away. My 5 is 0.7 miles away. And number 6 is 0.3 miles away. My number 6 is 0.4 miles away. Number 7 is 0.2 miles away. My comparable number 7 is 0.2 miles away in distance. I'm not sure how that different neighborhood. Number 8, 0.3 miles away. I don't have any city assessors than 0.3 miles away, 0.1 miles away, 0.1 miles away. The assessor said all my homes are smaller except comparable one, and the price would be increased later on. I'm not worried about if you're going to increase or not. I'm sure you're going to increase everybody. But I would like to ask the Board of Equalization to ask the city assessor why is that cheaper than mine or too low and will be increased in the coming year. That's his statement. In his statement, if you're reading, comparable one building assessment is too low and will be increased for the 2021 assessment. I would like to ask why. Should I move on or wait for a question or what? I'm not sure about how do you guys work. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I believe we had 5 minutes for you.
Yeah, I haven't finished, sir. I'm sorry. Your 5 minutes is not really, doesn't work here.
Pastor, well, we have another hearing.
Sir, we have to move along and your time has expired. I would like you to tell us exactly what you want from us tonight.
I want you to include my taxes because that the city assessor comparable number one is comparable one is double the acres and above ground about the same. The smaller certain it's cheaper than mine. Comparable to higher acreage, higher above grade, and much cheaper assessment. That's about $6,000 cheaper than mine, even though it's bigger. His comparables, I'm talking about his comparables now. Comparable to bigger acreage, bigger above ground, lower assessment. Number three, bigger acreage, 50% bigger acreage. Above grade is a little smaller, but it's still equivalent to mine. Number four, bigger acreage, above grade is 2.28. 100, well, it's lower than mine. 5, bigger acreage, above ground, pretty much the same. It's much more higher assessment, which shows that the city assessor evaluation process is a little random. Number 6, bigger acreage, above ground, about the same, and it's a much higher assessment. It shows again evaluation process is random. Number 7, bigger acreage, above ground is smaller, and much higher assessment. That's his comparable number 7, which shows how random is that, the process. Number 8, bigger acreage, above ground is much bigger, and the price is a little higher than mine, not a lot higher. Number 9, bigger acreage, above grade is much smaller, and much smaller, but the assessment is just a little smaller than mine. And I can keep going. What I'm asking here, the Board of Equalization, is what we are actually here for. I'm asking to lower my taxes. Thank you.
Do you have anything else, sir, at this time?
Not at this time, but I preserve the right to speak without interrupting anybody, and the city assessors would say facts or anything that I don't agree with. Thank you.
But I would ask you then, tell us exactly what it is you're looking for tonight in numbers.
In numbers. Decrease my taxes in numbers, ma'am. I'm asking you to consider my application. All the numbers that I requested is there, and I'm not sure why you're asking me. I put everything in my application that you have a copy of it. You have 5 copies of it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That's all. Thank you very much. Mr. Page, if you all would like to make your statements.
Yes, I think our presentation is pretty simple. It's stated on our first page of our response. I stated what I thought was the appellant's and tried to address them. I called him about his review and discussed all of his comps, went through every one of them, and I can acknowledge that.
Mr. Sheffield, were you there? Let me interrupt you, ma'am. Mr. Sheffield, were you there? Why are you checking your hidden agreement?
Sir, Mr. Tony. Mr. Ahmed, please let Mr. Page make his statement.
Not if Mr. Sheffield, this is the part of the Board of Equalization checking his hidden agreement. That's a bias. And Board of Equalization.
I'm just trying to follow the argument, sir. That's all I'm trying to do, okay?
You already left when I took. So I'm already hostile toward whatever you're doing. I beg your pardon.
Go ahead,
Mr. Page.
Yeah, if I can do this without interruption, I'd appreciate it. As you know, we only have 5 minutes, and I would like to refer to appreciate document number 1, which everyone has. The comps that we selected are in the same neighborhood as the subjects. That is neighborhood 1102. I think everybody knows that Boone's Crossing is, a newer development, and they were all built at different times, a lot of them by different builders, a lot of different materials, designs, etc. We feel that the comps that we supplied to the board on page 3 are more similar to the subject than the accounts comparable. The total assessments, I think you can just read it off on page number 1. They are range from 374,100 to 627,900. The sales prices for that neighborhood and the analysis period is 1/1/2019 to 12/31/2019, range from 450,000 to 543,000. The total assessments in neighborhood 1101, which is not Mr. Lane's neighborhood, range from 366,900 to 535,600, and Dowd sales from 398, 525,000. I think it's important for equity purposes that we stay in the neighborhood that are most similar to the subject property, and that would be neighborhood 1102. I think there was a lot of other things said and addressed, which I verbally addressed with Mr. Amin when I talked to him as a result of, I gave him the results of his review. He listened and he said, well, I would have an opinion, and that's fine. And I'm of a different opinion than Mr. Amin. I think my comparables, their assessment comparables speak for themselves. And if the board has any questions about any of this, they can feel free to ask me.
Anybody? Mr. Rhodes?
Yeah, I have a couple questions here. So Mac, your comparables, those are actual sales that have occurred?
No. Those are assessment comparables.
Okay, all right.
If you're talking about what's on page 3,
Yes.
those are all assessment comparables. As are Mr. Amin's are all assessment comparables. The sales, if you go to page 2,
So you're breaking up. You go to page what?
Page 2.
page 2,
Okay. Generally, we look at the comparable sales versus the assessments, do we not?
well, you can look at both.
Mr. Amin's complaint had to do with the equity and uniformity of the assessment as more so than the fair market value of the property.
I think that's what it is.
Good. So all of Mr. Amin's comparables appear to be on Matthew Drive. but what you're saying is that Matthew Drive is built out into two different zones, I'll call it, at different times, based upon the build out of that particular residential area.
Exactly.
Correct?
Exactly. Mr. Rhodes, something?
And Matt, do you know where that line is drawn?
Yes, I do. I got a map here. It's kind of hard to see.
Does it run between or based on a road, or is it based on a house number?
It goes.
I can't remember when that was built out.
Okay.
I want to say it was based on like Condelay or something.
East and west
Yes.
of Rondelay?
Yes, it goes on the north side. It goes from Hind William Street and goes down towards the elementary school. And then it runs south. Let me start over. Let me go back to where William Street intersects with Manassas Drive. If you start at that point and go south, it stops at East Condelay.
Right. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and then it goes east towards, well, I guess it's Birmingham Drive, which is, I think, in Prince William County. And the one neighborhood 1101, which where most of his comparables were, goes down and incorporates Zachary, Becky, Steve, Whit, Nancy, Kevin, and does not include Luke or Paul or Matthew Street. That's in a different neighborhood. I can hold this up to you if you want to see it.
Yeah, I got you. That's what I recall from the development as well. Okay, I just want to make sure I had it straight in my head.
And then there's you know, there's other neighborhoods which are north of that on Eagle and Fairway and Golf. That's one neighborhood, and then there's another neighborhood on Gary, Jack, Arnie, and Helen. There's another neighborhood that's on Ellie's Court, Joshua, Jenna, Shannon, Caitlin, Kim. And then there's another neighborhood on Paige, Laura, Sonia, Cougar, and Stephanie, and Deborah. I have a quick question to Mr. Rhodes, if you allow me, please.
No. This is Mr. Page's time right now.
Okay. So if you've got, that's the house that we have for the single family, the largest single family homes in Blues Carlton. There's also some that are smaller off Greenshire, Hedgeford, and that area.
Okay, all right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that all you have, Mr. Rhodes?
Yeah, I just want to confirm that none of the Mr. Means references or comparables were in that 1102.
Yeah. No, I have to interrupt you, Mr. Rhodes. Comparable age in the same neighborhood.
No, I'm just asking the question. I understand this neighborhood very well. I live there. So,
Thank you.
but I'm asking Mr. Page, if any of these comparables are in that 1102 area. That's all I'm asking.
I don't, I have, here's a, 9176 Matthew.
Yes, it looks like they're all 9200 something.
Yes, 9176 is in 1102.
Okay. Got it.
Mr. McKinney,
I do not have
Okay,
any.
nothing else, Martha.
questions? I'm sorry.
Nothing else, Martha. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rhodes. Mr. Strauser? Mr. Shiflett?
I have nothing at this time. I think your presentations were very good on both. Thank you.
Okay, and I have no further questions at this time.
I have another thing to add. This is a good equalization. We have been waiting for this for a year.
I'm sorry, sir?
I have another thing to add, please. It will be quick. Less than a minute.
Go ahead.
Comparable one and material systems, comparables that he submitted. Comparable one, 9325 Brandon Street. The acreage is 0.429. The land assessment is $135,000. How is that possible that double the acreage is of the same neighborhood, built 2 years apart, is the land assessment only is cheaper than mine? It's double the acreage. How is that cheaper than mine by $200? Thank you.
I'm sorry, sir. Which one were you referring to?
Officials comparable one, which is 9325 Brandon.
5.
The acreage is 0.429. And the land assessment is $135,000. It's cheaper than mine. Double the more than double the acreage is cheaper than mine in the land assessment. How's the possible? Thank you. And that's the same neighborhood in his comparables that he submitted. Thank you.
If I can add one thing,
Go ahead, sir.
ma'am. Yeah, I think that crux to this matter, and it's what I explained in this room, the conversation when I was talking to him about the results of this report. The most valuable part of any building assessment is the part that's above ground of the building. That is more valuable than any finish. You just have to use common logic. The market bears that out. If you look at properties that have a finished basement and ones that don't, and you look at it on a per square foot, it is not going to be value for the stuff that is finished below grade and the property is above grade. I mean, you've got windows, you've got exposures, you've got brick, you've got all that sort of stuff. You got roof. And all that is finished, is square footage. So the basement part of any house, even if it's finished, is not as valuable as the square footage that is above grade.
Why do we have feedback?
But it adds to the property value in the market, fair market value. It adds.
Chairman, may I add something, please, while the assessor's office can speak?
Go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am.
Did you say okay?
Yes. Yes,
I'm
please.
sorry. Oh, okay. I'm getting it now. The code section, I just want to clarify that for you all, that Mr. Amin was referring to is the code section about burden of proof being on the property owner. I can read you the code section. I think y'all are very familiar with the code section. And just stating that it is the burden of proof and the assessors, has the right to defend, obviously, what is being questioned. The one thing that I would say is, with everything that you've seen in the package, and we'll just let the package and what Max said stand on its own, Mr. Amin has asked the board to reduce his assessment. He believes his fair market value is $400,000. I would refer to page OCA2 and see that there hasn't been a sale as low as $400,000 since I don't know when in that particular neighborhood, and certainly with that size property. And the other thing is, I would say the uniformity is, completely consistent with all of the properties that the assessor's office has provided.
Thank you.
I'd like to respond to the assessor's office, please.
Go ahead.
Mr. Page, when he started talking about above ground assessment and all that matters and the finished basement and all this, that doesn't answer my question. Why is comparable? Number one, double the acreage, the land assessment, which actually the house assessment consists of two parts: land assessment plus building assessment, as you can see in all the assessments provided by me or the office. Land assessment is cheaper. How is that possible for double the acreage to be land assessment is cheaper, and that house considered to be cheaper than mine is double the acreage? And I can guarantee that their backyard is not on a stove and they can use it on my papa too, but this part you don't want to listen to. This is the first part. The second part regarding the application is that yes, I'm trying to decrease my house taxes to the maximum I can, which I think the fair market value of my house is $400,000. But if you consider different otherwise, well, I'm willing to listen. And based on my comparables with nowhere in his application on the city assessor application for review or the Board of Equalization application says you must provide of the same neighborhood. And even if I read this written somewhere, I would never understand what is the limits of a neighborhood according to zoning, because neighborhood to me is defined by Webster Merriam Dictionary, which is the same proximity, vicinity, or at least street to the common population. I'm not in zoning to understand. I should have next year or something. I should get zoning plans from the Manassas Park City, so this way I can build my application correctly. Thank you.
If anybody else has anything else to add at this time, I think we're ready to move on this. Is there any discussion further? Anybody else at the table have any questions?
I have nothing.
Then do I hear a motion how to proceed? Anybody? Then I will make the motion myself. Based on the information that has been presented to us by both parties, I would say that the assessment of $509,600 is fair and will stand. So the motion would be to keep the assessment at the value as presented by the city assessors to be the fair market value in context of equity. The land being $135,200, the building $374,400 for a total of $509,600. Do I hear a second? Thank you. And shall we vote on that? Mr. Rhodes?
Agreed.
Mr. Shiflett? Mr. Shiflett? Can you hear me? Did you hear the motion? No, you're muted.
Unmute.
His video froze.
Yeah.
He'll agree.
Sir, excuse me. Mr. McKinney,
Agree.
Mr. Strausser,
Agree.
and I say yay. Mr. Shiflett, are you back with us?
It looks like he dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
trying to come
coming
back in.
on.
Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, Martha.
Okay, so with the motion being made and second, we will close this hearing and it will stand as was presented.
I have a question, ma'am.
Well, we've already finished, so go ahead. It won't make any change.
Yeah, I understand it's not going to make anything, and I understand that all I'm doing right now is worthless, but to you, because this board is already biased, but what are my rights? Do I have right of appeal?
Certainly.
Contact Prince William County.
With Prince William County,
In Prince William County, I have the right of appeal to Prince William County.
Prince William County Courthouse.
Yes, sir, yes, you do.
How is that possible? I will not Prince William County.
because we don't have a court system here in our city, it has to go through the county courts.
So I have, in other words, it's not the county. I have to go by litigation.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now I understand. And question number 2. Are you able to provide me a documented response on how the Board of Equalization came to that conclusion, specifically on 1, 2, 3?
It was based on the information we had presented to us, sir.
I presented you an information that the house and his comparables, double the acreage, land assessment is lower than mine. So I'm not sure how did you come up to that conclusion.
It's over.
Sir, I'm
That's
sorry,
why I'm
but
asking for documentation. That's why I'm asking, please don't interrupt me. That's why I'm asking for documentation. How did you come up to this conclusion? The city assessors comparables, number 1.
sir, we have
I'll thank you finish, and this is not going to change anything. Please do not interrupt me.
Go ahead.
This is a assessment for land comparable number 1, double the acreage, lower land assessment. How did you come up to the conclusion that the assessment is currently fair?
Sir, you have the right to appeal anything that you've presented. We only acted on the information we had available to us. And at this time, your hearing is concluded.
Well, I'm asking you for a documentation of the, how did you come up to this conclusion? Thank you.
That's it.
I think I answered that. It was based on the information that was presented to us.
Well, specifically, I would like to 1, 2, 3, because when I sent you 5 copies, and he sent you comparables, and I would like to a response. How did you come up to this conclusion?
We listened to all the information that was available and we made our decision.
I would like this documented in a letter, please.
I'm sorry, you would like what?
I would like you to send me this in a letter, documentation.
He wants a letter.
Well, he will get one from.
Well, he wants a letter. Yes, I want a letter.
Sorry, sir, just if you can wait just a minute.
You interrupt me all the time. The other gentleman here made fun of me when I was talking, and so go ahead.
If you wait just a minute, I'm getting information from the city clerk. If you can wait just 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I would like also a copy of the recorded meeting. Thank you.
Just adjourn.
Okay, thank you for your participation, sir. Have a good evening.
You're not concluding the meeting this way.
What,
It's all-
we're
Asking the
finished.
secretary for a letter for the information, and I'm also requesting a letter and a copy on a TV or a DVD or however you want to for this meeting. Thank you.
That will be coming from the clerk's office, sir.
It's also on YouTube.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Min. Have a good evening.
Okay, are we finished?
We have another hearing. Is
Wait a
that,
minute, just a second.
Yes, we have one more hearing.
Yeah, you have to go ahead and address it even,
turn him off?
well, if he starts.
Thank you, Mr. Amin.
Is the city clerk online on the meeting? In the meeting?
I'm sorry?
Is the city clerk in the meeting?
Is the city clerk here? Is that what you're asking, sir? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
Yes, the city clerk is here. She's at the table.
Have you responded to my request, please?
Are you requesting a DVD of the meeting? Is that what you're requesting?
I can't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Are you requesting a DVD of the meeting?
And a letter concluding how did the city, the Board of Equalization, reach the conclusion. Yes.
Yes, sir, you will be getting a letter on your final assessment notice.
No, not a final assessment. I'm requesting a letter about the conclusion. How did the city respond to every complaint I presented in one by one in responding to me since they reached that conclusion? In a court, in any court, the judge has to submit how did he reach that conclusion. Same thing I'm asking from the Board of Equalization. A letter explaining how did they reach that conclusion. Thank you.
And thank you, sir, for your time. Hearing, please. Yeah, let's go to the next hearing, please. Thank
I'm
you.
waiting for the city clerk to respond.
The clerk, sir, the clerk told you that you will be getting a letter and a DVD of this meeting.
She didn't say a letter
Thank you.
explaining the conclusion, responding to each one of them. That's what I'm asking. Not a general letter saying, this is what we found. I already know what we found.
I doubt that it will be broken down item by item, sir, but the recording,
Thank you. Thank you for your time, sir.
Everyone is double the average with the same assessment. You haven't responded to it. And that's why I'm saying I need that paper to go to Prince William County. Thank you.
No, you're not.
We've got another assessment. We've got another to do, right? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
I understand. We all know which side you're on from the beginning. Thank you. So I'm talking to the board, the clerk now.
sir, I've answered, I think I tried to answer your question that you will get a response from the clerk's office.
Broken down. How did you reach that conclusion one by one?
I can't dictate how it will come to you, sir. All I can tell you that.
You made a decision and everybody just agreed with you. So I'm asking you, how did you reach that conclusion, broken down based on all information? On what information you base your conclusion or judgment?
Mr. Amin, the Board of Equalization is
I'm sorry to interrupt you while you're talking, but I'm not talking.
We have another meeting to go to.
Yeah, and
The board has made a
I'm
decision.
paying taxes for the city and county and very high taxes. So I'm asking the Board of Equalization, how did they reach that conclusion broken down based on the information I provided and the city assessor provided?
You come on.
It's broken down in the letter.
Mr. Amin, we will address your concerns, and I'm sorry that we haven't adequately addressed it here tonight, apparently, but we have made a decision, and that will come to you in writing. And we do have to conclude this hearing now.
The writing I'm requesting is broken down. How did you reach that conclusion? Broken down.
That's not normally the way it's done, but we'll see what we can put together for you, sir.
We'll see what I can do.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Sir, I can't answer any more questions for you tonight.
I'm not asking a question. I'm telling you what we're doing, and I'm asking the city clerk to do so.
She will. She's already said that she will take care of that. So at this point, your hearing is concluded, and we thank you for your participation.
Yes, sir. At the conclusion of my meeting, I'm asking you to the Board of Equalization and the city clerk for a broken down letter. How did they come up to this conclusion? Broken down in 1, 2, 3, 4.
We have
We've already told you what you're going to receive.
So this way, I understand. How did you come up to this conclusion?
understand, sir, and you will get that response. And at this time, that's all I can tell you. We will take care of it, and your meeting is concluded now.
Your meeting is concluded, so we have another meeting, another taxpayer.
Excuse me for talking while you're trying to interrupt me. So
Another taxpayer.
Be a little respectful, Mr. Checklist. Be a little respectful.
Another taxpayer has reserved time now, sir.
What you promised that you're gonna send me a letter broken down, and you already said that this is what you're gonna send me. Then I thank you very much.
Thank you.
May I ask the city clerk, did you ever hear back from Miss Garrity?
No, I did not. I called her. I left a message. She did not respond back. We sent her go-to meetings, and she did not respond to those either. So,
Well, I think you just do it in absentia, because she didn't withdraw formally, so I think that's fine. But I can do this really quickly if you all would like.
yes. Yeah, just go ahead and
Thank you.
in her absence.
And thanks for your service.
Can I have 3 seconds to breathe?
Everyone is still on the call. If,
I'm looking at her paperwork.
okay.
Okay, just tell her to go ahead and do whatever she needs.
Yeah.
Oh, unless she didn't show up.
If I may, this is Martha, the chairperson speaking again. I'm going to ask the assessor's office to make their presentation in the absence of Mrs. Garrity. She has not responded, and we will just go ahead and hear the assessor.
Okay. I have talked to her over the course of the review process, and she actually paid a fair amount. She paid more than anyone has paid for. She has her unit at Dominion Crossing is called a latent extension end. And even in 2018, when she purchased it, there still hasn't been a sale as high, even during 2020, as high as what she paid. I looked at all the multiple listing information from when she bought it, and apparently the unit was immaculate and had every potential upgrade that anybody could have put in it, which is probably the reason that it was assessed higher and she paid more. But in light of the sales, when she and I talked, I determined that it should be reduced. So it was originally assessed at $452,100, and on review we reduced it to $438,500. Her opinion of value was $435,000 at the time when she filed the appeal and the review. So we're within $3,500. So I'm not sure if she intended for this to go forward or not. Certainly it's less than 1%. I think you all know as well as anybody that, certainly an assessed value with anything within a range of 10% is certainly uniform and fair and equitable. But I will say it caused me pause last year when I did her review. And so when we did the 21 assessments that'll be coming out on Friday, we'll talk about that in a minute. I looked at the ratings and I thought, well, maybe there's others in there that should be reduced in comparison, because a lot of times smaller units they'll appreciate faster than larger units. And so I looked at all that, and honestly, I think in Dominion, it's a function of upgrades, just what went on, and it's not even the bathrooms. It could be the finish in the lower levels, and they're not that different. I mean, they're all within 1% or 2% of one another. So I decided that there wasn't anything really unique about the latent extensions and the larger units. And I think hers, I mean, I may have lowered it, I don't know, 438.5 seemed reasonable though with what the other sales were for the other large units. There was one unit that sold in the beginning of 20 on Maria, which I think she has in her appeal, and it sold for, I think, 435. So, I'll have to look at that one. But anyway, I think that, I think her assessment certainly within $3,000 and less than 1%, we're within, less than 1% of difference of an opinion of value. So I think the assessment that we did on review is fair and equitable, and I would ask that the board no change it.
So you're asking us to look at your revised?
Yeah, she's already received the revised, and the revised tax, has gone to the commissioner and the treasurer. So she's been adjusted to 438.5.
What's the place?
This is the end unit, right?
Yes, and it's it's kind of up, and it's a little bit more private, because I thought about maybe that was the reason. So I don't know. I mean, all I could look at was what I saw in the multiple listing when she bought it, to try to determine why she paid as much back in 2018 as she did. And obviously, she's a real estate agent as well, so she knows what's on the market. She knows what's there. So I mean, she and I had a very knowledgeable conversation together when we were talking, so.
Nothing else jumped out at me, Martha, on this one.
Okay, same here. And then you just say the new assessment's coming out in the next couple of weeks?
Yes, I'll talk to you, once you do this, I'll talk to you just a little bit, because I do want to update you all on what's
So
going
at
on.
that, well, I guess what I'm going from is when the new assessment comes out, she'll have the opportunity then to look at it again. Yes. Okay.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, then I'm okay with what we have in front of us. Pleasure of the board?
Second. Yep, second.
Was that a motion? Do I have a vote? Mr. Shiflett?
Yep.
Mr. Rhodes?
I concur.
Mr. McKinney?
Aye.
Mr. Strouser?
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Who made that motion? I know.
I guess I did.
Oh, you did.
David seconded.
Was Dave-
I thought I did.
Okay,
Okay.
Dave Rhodes. Okay,
Okay.
super. Okay.
Dave, okay.
I'll wrestle for it. No.
You're already down, so.
Hey, listen, before we get into anything else, do I need to come down there and sign some papers? I gotta come down to the city hall anyway and sign some stuff for election work.
Now she'll let you
But I
know
need to come down.
she'll let you know when it's ready.
Yeah, he's not
Okay.
the secretary, right?
Yeah.
I think I have one here.
from last meeting, maybe.
Yes, this has to be, that's the order.
That would conclude then the appeals that we have to listen to tonight, and we can back up and go for the approval of the March 10th meeting. Has everybody had the opportunity to review them? And I will say that in looking at the minutes, they have been revised on the first page at the bottom when we made our current elections for chair and vice chair. That has been amended to correction.
Yeah.
So it originally said pretty much that Martha was in every position, and that doesn't work.
Make a motion. to approve.
You're good, Martha. I mean,
Approve.
Everybody's had a chance to read them? Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Martha,
Yes, sir.
Sue's got a question.
I would like you to go into executive session before I talk to you about the assessments that will be mailed on Friday.
can do that.
And be live, just because we have others in the hearing right now, and I just wanted to make sure that we were in executive session before I gave you any information that's confidential.
Totally agree, and I will call the,
I'm not sure we can go in. What would we go in under?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, with the numbers I have, I don't know what it would fall under, and I wouldn't want to tell you wrong.
That's fine. We can, I'll send you something, before the end of the week. I'll send you the assessment report and some of that information to your emails, if that's okay.
that will work. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, definitely.
okay.
Okay, I guess with that, I'll say the meeting is adjourned.
Great.
Do I hear a
Thank
second?
you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Martha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks, David.
These are the
Bye-bye.